Wrigley Field, ʻrɪɡli, is a baseball park on the north side of Chicago, Illinois, which is the home of the Chicago Cubs, one of the city's two Major League Baseball franchises. Built in 1914 as Weeghman Park for Federal League Baseball team, the Chicago Whales, the Cubs played the first game there on April 20, 1916, defeating the Cincinnati Reds 7-6 in 11 innings. In November 1918, Weeghman resigned as team president. Chewing gum magnate William Wrigley Jr. acquired complete control of the Cubs by 1921. It was called Cubs Park from 1920 through 1926, before becoming Wrigley Field in 1927, in the Northside community area of Lakeview. Wrigley Field is on an irregular block bounded by Clark and Addison Streets and Waveland and Sheffield Avenues. Wrigley Field is nicknamed the Friendly Confines, a phrase popularized by Mr. Cub Hall of Famer Ernie Banks. The current seating capacity is 41,268. It is the oldest National League ballpark, the second oldest active Major League ballpark after Fenway Park, and the only remaining Federal League park. Wrigley Field is known for its ivy-covered brick outfield wall, the unusual wind patterns off Lake Michigan, the iconic red marquee over the main entrance, the hand-turned scoreboard, and for being the last Major League park to have lights installed for play after dark. In 1988, the area surrounding the ballpark is called Wrigleyville. Between 1921 and 1970, it was also the home of the Chicago Bears of the National Football League. History. Baseball executive Charles Weeghman hired his architect Zachary Taylor Davis to design the park, which was ready for baseball by the date of the home opener on April 23, 1914. The original tenants, the Chicago Whales, came in second in the Federal League rankings in 1914 and won the league championship in 1915. In late 1915, Weeghman's Federal League folded. The resourceful Weeghman formed a syndicate including the chewing gum manufacturer William Wrigley Jr. to buy the Chicago Cubs from Charles P. Taft for about $500,000. Weeghman immediately moved the Cubs from the dilapidated West Side grounds to his two-year-old park. In 1918, Wrigley acquired the controlling interest in the club. In November 1926, he renamed the park Wrigley Field. In 1927, an upper deck was added, and in 1937, Bill Veeck, the son of the club president, planted ivy vines against the outfield walls. Although Wrigley Field has been the home of the Cubs since 1916, it has yet to see the Cubs win a World Series, even though it has hosted several. The last World Series win by the Cubs happened while the Cubs called West Side Park home. Renovation. The Ricketts family has been aggressively pursuing a Wrigley Field renovation since buying the team and the stadium in 2009. Their current plan, revealed during the annual Cubs convention in January 2013, calls for a $575 million, privately funded rehabilitation of the stadium to be completed over the course of 5 years. The proposal is vast, and includes planned improvements to, among other things, the stadium's facade, infrastructure, restrooms, concourses, suites, press box, dual pens, and clubhouses, as well as the addition of restaurants, patio areas, batting tunnels, a 5,700-square-foot jumbotron, and an adjacent hotel, plaza, and office retail complex. After months of negotiations between the team, local alderman Tom Tunney, and Chicago Mayor Rahm Emanuel, the plan obtained the endorsements of both the city's Landmarks Commission and Plan Commission before receiving final approval by the Chicago City Council in July 2013. To help fund the project, The team intends to more than double the amount of advertising signage in and around the stadium to about 51,000 square feet, including additional signage to be placed beyond the outfield walls, a move that is opposed by many owners of the rooftop clubs that surround the stadium, who worry that such signs may obstruct the sightlines. Before work on the project began, the team wanted the rooftop owners to agree not to pursue legal action challenging the construction and continued to negotiate privately with them, offering to reduce the size and number of signs to be built in order to gain their assent. The team could not come to terms with the rooftop owners, who have a lease with the team until 2023 in exchange for paying 17% of the gross revenues. In May 2014, the Cubs announced they would pursue the original 2013 plan to modify the park. Ongoing renovation. The 1060 project, Phase 1, started Monday, September 29, 2014. During the off-season, the bleachers in both outfields were expanded and the stadium's footprint was extended further onto both Waveland and Sheffield Avenues. A 3,990 square feet Jumbotron scoreboard was added to the left field bleach. It is topped with a sign advertising Wintrust, one of the legacy partners. Based in Rosemont, the W in Wintrust flashes after every Cubs win and an L flag when they lose. A 2,400 square foot video scoreboard was added in the right field bleach. The parking lots along Clark Street were excavated for future underground players' locker rooms and lounges. After the close of the extended 2015 season, work began on Phase 2 of the project. Plans include conversion of the excavated area just west of the field into a 30,000 square foot area for players' locker rooms, strength conditioning, training and hydrotherapy sections, players' lounges, a media center and team offices. The previous clubhouse space will be utilized to enlarge the dugout, add 2 underground batting cages, an auditorium and more team office space. Premium and season ticket holders will be afforded a new third base club next to the batting tunnels, and a home plate club will be introduced. Behind home plate, a new 30,000 square foot concessions preparation and staging area will be constructed below the new Triangle Plaza. All seats, from the left field foul pole to the main gate, will be removed and replaced. An upper deck exposed concourse will be added along the south and west roofline of right field. Improved bathroom facilities and additional concessions are included throughout. Exterior renovations of the park seek to restore design elements present before the 1960s. These details include ornamental muted green grille work and red terracotta roofing. First since renovation. On May 26, 2015, Cubs rookie third baseman Chris Bryant was the first to hit the new left field video screen with his 477-foot home run. On October 13, 2015, the Cubs clinched a playoff series at home in Wrigley Field for the first time in franchise history with a 6-4 victory in Game 4 of the 2015 NLDS, after Anthony Rizzo hit what would be the game-winning and series-winning home run in the 6th inning. Kyle Schwarber's 7th-inning insurance home run ball landed on top of the right field scoreboard. The ball was left in place, encased in clear plexiglass to protect it from the elements. 100th anniversary. During the 2014 season, the Chicago Cubs celebrated the 100th anniversary of Wrigley Field throughout the season. Each decade was represented during 10 homestands throughout the season. The April 23 game, the 100th anniversary, featured the Cubs playing the Arizona Diamondbacks in a throwback game. Each team represented one of the teams which played in the inaugural game at the stadium. The Cubs wore the uniforms of the Chicago Federals, the original occupants of the stadium, and Diamondbacks wore uniforms representing the Kansas City Packers, whom the Federals played on April 23, 1914.